Howdy. As you can see, I've set up a kind of an old-fashioned Western saloon with piano playing and drinking. Card playing, bar fights, ladies of the evening, good deeds, bad deeds, all rolled into one. That was the Wild West. Let me tell you a little story about the Old West. I moved out here, California, in 1974, when the first movie I saw was a comedy western written and directed by Mel Brooks entitled Blazing Saddles. In this movie, Gene Wilder played the Waco Kid, an alcoholic gunslinger who is making a comeback. In one of the scenes, he encounters a band of unscrupulous men who are on horseback, and they don't really believe the rumors they've heard. Nevertheless, out of an abundance of caution, they all raise their weapons and point it directly at the Waco Kid. So, you have 8 men all lined up, pointing their guns at the Waco Kid. That's how they start. And the Waco Kid, he has his arms folded, just as cool as a cucumber. That's how he starts. So, kind of a mismatch, don't you think? The leader counts to 3. 1, 2, 3. And on the count of 3, before any of the men can move their finger even 1 centimeter to pull their trigger, the Waco Kid has unfolded his arms, thrust his hands down into his gun holsters, pulled out both guns, shot all 8 guns out of the men's hands, put his guns back into their holsters, re-lifted his arms, and folded them again. It was a great scene. If you get a chance, type into your browser WACO, Waco Kid Blazing Saddles, or just Waco Blazing, I think. Will be good enough. So this movie got me wondering, just how did the kid get to be so fast? So I did some research. Well, as it turns out, the Waco Kid, when he was actually a kid, used to go around to saloons, and he'd set up a table and do little exhibitions for the clientele. For example, he might ask one of the inebriants there for a dime. This is a modern day Roosevelt dime, but it will suffice for demonstration purposes. So if the kid got the dime, he'd put it on the table, and he'd say, guess what? I can lift this glass over this dime and make the dime disappear. And the observer would say, I don't believe you can do that. And the kid would say, okay, well, watch carefully. Now, I'm not as fast as the kid, so I need a head start. The kid would start like this. And partway through his movement, he'd be here. And then the kid would do this. Ready? So, where's the dime? The kid would say. And the confused patron would point at his closed hand. And the kid would say, oh, here? Let's see. Mm-hmm. No, not there. And the patron would point to the other hand. Oh, here? Let's see. No, not there either. So most of the time the cowboy would laugh and walk away and shaking his head. And that would be the end of it. And the kid would be 10 cents richer. Now, keep in mind, back in those days, 10 cents was a non-trivial amount of money. It could buy a nice meal. And for some men, it was half a day's pay. So, inevitably, someone would ask for their money back. Now, or, you know, they're getting fooled by some young whippersnapper, and so they demand restitution. The kid was no doubt fast, but he was just a kid still, and he was small and scrawny, and his paw had not let him get his hands on a gun yet, let alone practice with it. And so when the kid was faced with this predicament, he really had no choice but to give the guy his money back. And he would do so in style. Say, okay, just for you, sir. Watch carefully. Now, again, I'm not as fast as the kid, so I need a head start. But he would basically do this. There's your money, sir. Have a nice day. And with that, the kid would keep his eye open for the next customer, hopefully one that would let him keep his dime. And a few years later, his paw gave his blessing for the kid to have a gun. And the kid had saved up more than enough dimes to buy a gun. And the rest is history. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or feel free to leave a comment. Thank you.